Hey everybody, Jim from Jim's Holiest at Coleus. Okay, today we're going to be planting basil seeds using the Jiffy Pod tray system. In the video will be a shopping link at the beginning. You can click your screen. If you want to purchase these Jiffy Pod trays, they're really great. I have videos on how to use them. Very, very simple. If you purchase seeds from me at Jim's Coleus on eBay, go there now. I got Coleus seeds listed. You may have gotten a free gift, either basil seeds or some other vegetable seeds. Anyway, these are the same seeds that you would receive in your Jim's Coleus eBay Coleus purchase. So I appreciate those of you who purchased Coleus seeds from me. Still have plenty of seeds available. So head over to eBay, Jim's Coleus, get your Coleus seeds. Got plenty of time to grow Coleus. I'm going to start my seeds probably next week, this week coming up or next week. Got time. Anyway, let's get to it. Sowing basil seeds from the actual seeds that you would get from me if you purchase my Coleus seeds. Okay, so let's get to it. Very easy. Okay, I'm going to skip this. If you've never used these Jiffy Pod trays, just take a look through my videos. I did recent videos on how to actually do these. They come in different amounts. You can get 10 count, 36 count, 50 count, 75 count. The pods come in different heights and widths. So depending on what you're growing. So anyway, these are excellent for starting anything. Coleus, vegetables, these are just awesome. So anyway, so we started it out. The pods are fully absorbed, warm water. Tore open the netting. We're all ready to go. I'm going to plant one basil seed per pod. So I'm just going to basically use whatever. You can use a pencil, anything. And bury. Now, Coleus seeds do not get buried. They have to be dropped on top. Fluff it. Drop on top. Press down. They need light, warmth, and moisture to germinate. Basil seeds, like a lot of traditional seeds, need to be buried. So I'm just going to poke a hole down. Go about 3/4 of the way down. Make sure they're well anchored in. So I'll go through this. And you can do it your way. You can do one at a time. It doesn't matter as long as you get the seeds in there. So I'm just going to go through each one. Poke a hole. And I'm using a plastic chopstick, so there's no contamination, no wood or anything like that. You can use metal. You can use anything as long as your finger, as long as the seeds get buried. I'm just using this as an example. So you use what you feel comfortable with. So okay, an example again, if you purchase my Coleus seeds at Jim's Coleus on eBay, you may get a free gift. Spoiler alert. So this is how your basil seeds will come. I give you enough basil seeds, more than enough. I mean, one basil plant yields so much basil once it gets growing. So you have more than enough to plant your own multiple plants, give to family members, or if you're a big cook, you may use all that basil. So anyway, this is what basil seeds look like. Look like they're tiny, like football shaped, black football shaped seeds. And these are easy to harvest. When I harvest these, got to dry them out. They smell just like basil. Your hands smell like basil for like days after you handle and dry out the stalks, and the seeds just drop out. But sometimes you got to work with them. But no seed chafe. Very little, if any, seed chafe in these little glycine baggies. So I'm going to empty these seeds out onto the white paper plate, just as I do with the Coleus seeds, because it just makes it easier to handle and pick out. I like to pick out the healthiest seeds if I can. It's a detail-oriented thing, not necessary, but it's something I do because I'm nuts. What can I tell you? Okay, so here you go. I'm just using one bag for now to show you. I may, I'll probably use both bags, but you can see they're. Put another light on here. We have another light. There we go. So they're basically, some of them might be a little rounded, but for the most part, they're football-shaped seeds. So I'm going to pick out the football-shaped ones first. There's like a piece of chaff. That looks like a chaff. That round, I'll take a look at that. But I'm going to pick out the ones that are as oblong as possible, because those are your traditional basil seeds. So you can do what you want. You can wet your finger, pick them up. I mean, these are bigger, and they're kind of hard to pick up. But you got them. They're bigger than coleus seeds, so you can actually grasp them. They have a little more oomph to them, I guess we'll use that as a word. So we're going to pick that up, and we're going to drop it down. And of course, I'm filming, so I'm not like, looking, but check, if you have like a little flashlight, you're going to check in there and make sure that the seed dropped in. I'm fairly confident that I dropped the seed in, but you get the idea. So it's real simple. And then with these pods here, you just kind of cover it up. You don't have to water because the pod is already moist. So just cover it up well. Do that to the whole tray. And then, of course, it comes with the lid, the plastic lid. We'll get to that. I'll show you that in a minute. So just do a whole your tray. And if you don't have to do all, I mean, it's up to you what you're trying. I'm going to do 36 plants. I did 50 jalapeno peppers. I'm going to do 36 of the basil, and I have about 50 early coleus that I planted about, I guess 3 weeks ago for an Earth Day sale that I'm doing at the end of April in Point Pleasant here. Okay, so here's just an example of everything. Whoops, I missed one. All right, that one I sowed. I missed one here. Slipping in my old age. There we go. Okay, so you can see it's pretty common sense, pretty easy. Everything, all pods, all ready to go, and we're ready to sow some seeds. So let's pick out another nice oblong coleus seed. You can go that way. I mean, it's up to you really here. Let's zoom this out a little bit. All right, I'm not going to do the whole tray here. I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me drop seeds. But there we go. I can actually see the seed. Let's see. Actually see the seed there. It's a nice shot. That one's already buried. So you can see that, like, the depth. You don't want it all the way down to the bottom. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you want it anchored in pretty well. So these seeds, and the deeper, the higher, the deeper the pod, the longer it might take for it to germinate. But they start seeking, they go up, they start growing up, they start germinating, they go down. So there you go. Another one here. These are all pretty good. Okay. All right, and let's cover that up also so we know that we're finished there. Okay, and that one we just did. Figure that. Okay, and so on. So just continue doing that. All these pods are nice and moist when you put the dome on it and I highly recommend grow lights. They're cheap, safe, energy efficient, and they really do the job. I mean, they'll germinate without it, but I would recommend grow lights, full spectrum grow lights. They have the ones that have like 4 arms. I'll put the link in this video, the shopping. In the beginning, you just touch your screen and it'll show up, or usually it shows up in the beginning of the video when you launch it. So I'll have that, and heat seed germination mats. I recommend them. That just really gets your seeds warm. It warms up the pods. I'm going to show you if you're not familiar with them, and they really make a difference. You'll find your germinations show up to 3 days faster. If it takes 5 days or 4 days or 6 days for seeds to germinate, with a heat mat, you may get germinations in 2 days or 3 days. So heat mats are really good, and again, they're safe, energy efficient, and I really highly recommend them. And I'll have that link in the video as well. And you can get them anywhere: Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon. Some larger home centers will have them, Ace Hardware or whatever, but they're pretty easy to find and use. Now, you may ask, hey, Jim, why don't you drop maybe 2 seeds in case one of them doesn't germinate? Honestly, I grew basil for a few years now, and these seeds here, these are all from last year or this past season, and they're very, very mature. I mean, I cut them extremely late, so these are super mature, and I guarantee I would be very hard pressed to find that I have any failed germinations. But in the event one or two pods don't germinate, I'll give it at least 10 days. If they don't, it's very simple. You just poke another hole and throw some more seed and another seed in. But I'm just growing 36. This is a 36 count tray. I'm just growing 36 basil plants. Okay, so we are done. I put 2 in that one in the corner for luck as a tester. So we'll see. So we got 37 basil seeds sown. And what I'm going to do is put the tray lid on. And remember, make sure it's completely sealed. Hold on a second. Sorry, my cameraman is all grown up now. He's a man running a restaurant. So anyway, you get the idea. And we got the Jiffy tray cover on. Now we're going to put it in the greenhouse under grow lights. Now remember, my indoor greenhouse has built-in grow lights. I'll have a link in this video as well for that one. I'll try to get that exact one. If not, if it's an indoor greenhouse, you can buy, again, there'll be other grow lights, but just make sure they're full spectrum. Most of them are, but just type in full spectrum LED grow lights. Okay, so here we are. Here's your heat mat. And again, they're very safe. I got plastic here. Very safe, waterproof. They don't get hot. They just get warm enough to warm your germinations, your seeds, your pods, or whatever you're using to grow your plants. And the warmth does wonders, and it cuts down on germination failure and the time it takes to germinate. So highly recommend these. Again, this has a built-in grow light, and I have my trays down there ready for my main coleus. And now let's go and check on the jalapeno peppers and the early coleus, which are doing fantastically. Or is it fantastic? Wow. Check those out. That looks like a Kong, either Kong Red or Empire Kong. Christmas candy. Again, these are from the seeds that I sell on my Jim's Coleus eBay listing. So head over there, get some coleus seeds. There's a beautiful wizard rose. Look at that pink already, and the white. Mosaic. And some of these is that looks like that marble jitters. And a couple of these others are later because I did re-sow, if you remember. And look at these jalapeno peppers. So I need to separate these. I have pretty much two per pod. There's, I think, one I pulled out that failed, or it looked straggly, so I pulled it. But they're all doing very, very well. And probably I'm going to actually get to them this week. And maybe I'll shoot out a video. I'll show you how I separate these. Or in some cases, I don't have to separate them. I just drop the pods right into the pots. So I'll do that this week. So stay tuned for that. Lots more videos. Regular videos will be coming out here at Jim's Holiest of Coleus on YouTube. But wow, this is so beautiful. And again, I'm doing these and these here for a Earth Day. It's an early Earth Day celebration in Point Pleasant Borough, New Jersey. It's right on the water. There's a little park, riverfront park. And it's April 26th. So I got myself a little table and get some early coleus out. I'll be selling my coleus seeds, the peppers, the basils, just to get the juices flowing for the season. Okay, everybody, so we're going to close off here. Got my glasses on. You can see this jalapeno. This is the first one. This is a tester that I did, I guess, a month ago. You can see this thing is screaming in already. I have one jalapeno pepper growing, which is pretty good for this time of year, honestly. And I don't have it under grow light anymore. I just have it in this bay window, so it's not bad. There's a lot of fruit, a lot of flowering going on, but not all of it's germinated yet. I'm not really worried about it. We do have a jalapeno coming in, as you can see. So we're doing real well. So head over to Jim's Coleus on eBay. I didn't include any jalapeno seeds because they're hot. They're dangerous, and I want to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Because honestly, the jalapeno pepper seeds, you touch them, they're hot. And if you're loading jalapeno pepper seeds, or you're handling them rather, and you don't pay attention, or you don't wear gloves, or even if you do wear gloves and you touch your eye, not inadvertently, or you touch your mouth or nose, any mucous membrane inadvertently, you're going to suffer, as I did. I did touch my eye, just not thinking, because honestly, this is the first time I've grown jalapenos. So, but anyway, if you want jalapeno peppers, when you purchase your Jim's Coleus seeds, just shoot me a message and I'll include them rather than basil. Or if you want both, let me know. I have no problem doing that either. So thanks for following. I hope you enjoyed how we sowed our basil seeds today. Stay tuned. Again, lots more to come. Jim's Coleus. So remember, head over to Jim's Coleus. Get those Coleus seeds while they last.